Hey guys, so I recently talked about Cody Ko, and by recently I mean about 2 weeks ago. I made a video on Cody Ko and it is not my most liked video, as in the like to dislike ratio is still fine, but it's not my most liked. And it's interesting because I did post it 2 weeks ago when this news was not as well known, as well spread, and a lot of his fans were still in my comment section basically being like, there's no proof for this, how are you accusing him with no proof, why are we trusting Tana Mojo? And now, in the last 2 days or so, the tide has really definitely changed. And it's interesting because now I'm getting like comments again on a 2-week-old video, which usually doesn't happen. You usually don't get as many new comments on a video that's 2 weeks old, mainly with the kind of content that I make. But I started noticing that I was getting a few extra comments here and there, and I was like, oh, is this video hitting recommended again? Like, I don't really know what's going on. And then I found out that Oles actually covered the Cody Ko situation and called out a bunch of commentary channels, and suddenly everyone is speaking out. Suddenly everyone feels like they must speak out. And so I just want to recap this whole thing and talk about kind of where this has gone on since I posted my video. Now let me actually check for you guys. So if I go to my YouTube channel, here's Cody Ko's Disgusting. It's a 95% like to dislike ratio, and my usual is around just like under the 99%. Like, it's usually 98.9, 98.7, like a 98.8. It's usually right around that mark, and that is for most of my content. And then yeah, this one Cody Ko video, 95.1. Now that is only like 260 dislikes, like that's fine. I'm not obviously upset about it, but it's obviously got a lot more comments than all my other videos as well. I feel like it's really gone like above and beyond with the comments. There's a video with way more views but it has way less comments, and so people are really upset about that. Now let me actually show you. If I go from top comments, obviously it all adds up. Like, those are the comments that I liked. They understand the vibe. But sometimes if I go from newest comments, so for example, Baha Blast, if they hooked up a Playlist Live of 2016, she was 18 years old. She was born June 24th, 1998. So in September, when Playlist Live was in 2016, she would have been 18 years old. Now, she had been a minor. And why are you spending your precious time calculating that she was 2 months over the age of 18 or not? Who said that was even the first time they ever hooked up? If she said 17, she meant 17, because actually what she's doing is accusing him of a crime. But it's like these kind of comments where people are going above and beyond and doing mental gymnastics to try and figure out why a 25-year-old man was within his rights to have sex with a teen, 18, 17, 19. Like, and we're still not addressing the fact. All of these comments, they never address the fact that he's still friends with someone who committed a sexual offense. Like, let's put that how it is. You know, he stopped promoting his Instagram, he stopped showing him in videos, but he still invited him to his wedding. He's one of his groomsmen, and we already talked about that. There's a whole article about it. We already talked about all of that. So it's easy to address something where it's like, oh well, the age of consent. I always find that the people that know the most about the age of consent are the ones that we should be the most worried about, because I don't really worry about the age of consent. I don't think about it. I don't think about what the age of consent is. I don't think about if it's 16 here or 18 somewhere else. I never think about it because I never get close enough to it to be aware of it. I am 24. There's no way in hell that I would ever get close enough to the age of consent to have to be like, okay, but if he turns and then in 2 days and then plus a month, take away 3, like, I just don't get close enough to think about it. But if you have to think about it so much and you have all this knowledge about the age of consent, you're the problem. Because you're literally just like the age of consent predator. Like, you're just calculating everything just right. But morality isn't the same as legality. And I think a lot of the times people think like law and morals are the same thing. You're allowed to think that something is morally incorrect even if it is legally correct, right? There are some countries where the age of consent is 14. Does that mean adults should be having sex with 14-year-olds? Morally? Legally? Different answers. But some people are going to say, well, that's the age of consent. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And we have to be worried about those people, really. You know, we really do have to be worried about those people because they just walk amongst us and they think everything's fine. Sorry, this 2728 is super ridiculous. Do your research on your friends. Lol, huh? Normal people do not, no, I'm not supposed to act this way. I have no stake in the game. I don't care about Cody, but cancel culture is so stupid. Cody Ko is friends with someone and has promoted someone and made someone their groomsman who allegedly roofied a girl, had sex with her, filmed her without her consent, and then passed that video around the frat house, which Cody was allegedly a part of, which means he probably also saw that video. And even though he wasn't convicted, he was suspended from the University of Duke. And even the people working on the case said that even if what he did wasn't technically proven to be illegal, he behaved horribly towards the woman. Oh, right, yes, but we shouldn't all do research on our friends. We shouldn't hold our friends accountable. We shouldn't have good friends, because that's cancel culture. God forbid, cancel culture, the boogeyman. Nobody tell Angelika about Canada or the UK or Germany where the age of consent is 16. The humanity. I'm actually from the UK. Bro, I don't know if you could tell from my accent. I'm actually from the UK where the age of consent is 16. So don't tell me about the age of consent in the country that I live in. Like, it's so stupid. It's so brain dead. And I find myself sometimes wanting to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like over the years of making content, I've become a lot more subdued. I don't express as many hot opinions anymore. I don't go out on the whim there and, you know, do the whole thing. But I just feel like I have to say that this is so brain dead. Like, I can't describe this any other way. Yeah, I'm in the UK. I know the age of consent is 16. I would never ever have sex with a 16-year-old. And once again, morality, legality. Like, I don't have to know about the age of consent. Even if I didn't know that it was 16 in the UK, I don't have to know about it because I don't get close enough to it to know, to care. I would never date someone with the word teen at the end of their age. And that's 3 years past the age of consent. Why? Because it says teen in it. I'm not a cradle grabber. Cradle snatcher. Leave him alone, LMAO. And this is someone called Ange. There's actually a surprising amount of women that are defending Cody Ko, and what really bothers me about that is these women, if this man being accused was someone unlikable, they'll be like, oh my god, the Me Too movement, girls supporting girls. But the moment it's like a guy that you guys like or you watch or whatever it is, suddenly it's, oh well, I like him a lot and I can't. Like, men suck in these situations a lot of the time. You know, men are either the ones doing the crime or they're the ones supporting the crime. But women these days are no better. And I'm going to just say that up front. There are a lot of women where if they don't like the man already and then he has allegations against him, he gets cancelled. But like with Cody Ko, if these women like Cody Ko, and I expect more from women in these situations than I do from men, weirdly, I know. And it's so much more disappointing. I'm like, oh, you're all just one and the same. Okay, time for an unpopular opinion, I'm sure. I'm just going to say it. This is none of our business. Doesn't anyone remember the whole, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all? Did anyone hear the saying of if you are going to have sex, don't have sex with a minor? That's a cool saying we should make trendy. I should put on a t-shirt. If you can have sex, don't have sex with a minor. Age of consent is not a target for you to hit. I should just start making merch around this because clearly we need to get the word out. The age of consent is not a target for you to hit, okay? You don't need to get as close as you can to the age of consent. It's given a little bit like older and younger brother, where the younger brother's like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you, but like, you might as well be. You might as well be. Needs to be cancelled, has to be the most cringe tale ever, and yet you still clicked on it. And yet you still clicked on it. I definitely think it's fucked up if this did happen, but I feel like you made a lot of pretty big leaps. Like, none of this has been confirmed, like a proper investigation. Tana has a huge past of being a pathological liar. I'm torn. Okay, so what about his friend? Because that was all documented. I love how it's always just addressing things that they feel like isn't, and this is a woman as well. This is a woman. This is what I mean. Women are disappointing me as much as men these days. And so everyone can get these hands. Everyone and anyone. Because I used to think, oh, women are always like pro-women. Women are always gonna, you know, support women. No. No. Like, it just doesn't happen. I just feel like as long as the person being accused is likable, women, about as equally as men, are gonna go out of their way to defend them. And so I'm just gotten to the point now where I'm like, oh, everyone can get these hands, essentially. So you think she'd lie knowing damn well nobody would believe her? Please be for real right now. I'm sure plenty believe her, and I'm not saying I don't. I just don't know what to believe. I wasn't there, and it's not like there's any official reports to read. I'm fully aware how rare it is for people to lie, blah, 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 just bullshit. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. So people basically, when I posted this video, there were a lot of people definitely agreeing with me. 95% of the people that watched the video, well, 95% of the people that either liked or disliked the video. And there were a lot, you know, the top comments obviously agreeing with me, blah, blah, but there was definitely an aura of like, Also, this video did really well in the first hour when I posted it. It was, I think, like a 2 out of 10 or like a 3 out of 10. And then slowly it started like dropping and getting below that like 5 out of 10 mark. And I was thinking, wow, that's weird, because it was really performing super well in the first hour, which usually if a video performs really, not always, but when it performs really well in the first hour or two, that means your audience like it, and then YouTube's gonna think, oh, well, other people might like it as well, and they push it into recommended. I started noticing like, oh, it's just dropping down. The longer it was up, the more it was dropping down. And then I went further into my analytics and like views from notifications. So like when I post a video and you have notifications turned on, turn on your notifications. Those views were above average, like way above average. I think like 4 times as high. Views from subscription box were Also like 4 times as high as usual. Everyone from my audience was super into this video. But then recommended were below average. Like, it was like the only marker that was below average. This video was just not getting pushed out. And I hate to be the conspiracy theorist. I usually don't do this. I'm like, if a video has low views, it just clearly means no one was interested. That's my, like, I tend to not do that whole, like, YouTube is shadow banning me thing. Because it's like, if I post a video and it's not performing, chances are people just didn't care, and that's fine. But this time, it's like every marker was there for it to be a video that hits recommended. And it wasn't just so that I can get a view, so that we can get the word out there. And it just wasn't hitting recommended as much, and I was just really confused. And now it's picking up views because obviously more channels are talking about it. But it was interesting how, like, I did everything right and the video was hitting all the, like, algorithmic bonuses, and it just was not getting pushed out. So I hate to be the conspiracy theorist, but Cody Ko seems to be the golden boy, so there was an element of that, I guess. The update is obviously Cody Ko was accused of sleeping with Tana Mongeau when he was 25 and she was 17. She said this at a live show, and then she said it on a podcast. She explained it. And then also he is accused of being friends with, like I said, someone who obviously roofied a girl, filmed her without consent, and then showed the video around the frat house while he was at the University of Duke. And then Cody had him in some of his content, promoted his Instagram, and then people let him know what happened because there's an article about it. Cody Ko then stopped promoting him, but then kept on hanging out with him, and the guy was actually invited to his wedding, was one of his groomsmen. Okay, so Kelsey knew about it, Noel Miller knew about that. We should have seen the red flags from how Cody Ko said the N-word like 20 times on one Vine, and then apologized on Patreon, which I did mention in my last video.
5, nigga, 6, nigga, 7, nigga, 8, nigga, 9, nigga.
So he said, update, hey y'all, hey y'all, just using some slurs. Some old Vines where I say some really insensitive things have been surfacing on Twitter. They're really ignorant videos and I wish I never made them. Last thing I'd want is for someone to feel alienated because of something stupid I said. It's the last thing he'd ever want. But he wouldn't mind sleeping with a minor. And he wouldn't mind being friends with an R-word person. But he would hate for you guys to feel bad about the slurs. It was a mistake. I'm sorry I let you down, Cody. I love just the lack of capital letters. It's very Gen Z. Even though he's a millennial. And then I even forgot about the fact that they both, him and Noel, both like refused to disavow Andrew Tate when he was coming up. Like, people were like, hey, do you want to talk about how insane Andrew Tate is? And they were both like, bro, like, I don't know, bro, like, he's, you know, bro, like, just doing like bro things. And yet they didn't mind making like 5 different videos about Girl Defined. And I get that Girl Defined are also harmful, but if I had to put it out there, my opinion, my hot take, I'd say Andrew Tate is more awful than Girl Defined. And I didn't even want them to do like a serious video. They could have even just done like a that's cringe on Andrew Tate, and that would have been funny in itself, right? Just poking fun at him. But they didn't even want to do that. And I'm like, oh, brother. Like I said, D'Angelo Wallace covered it. It's on now like 1.8 million views, which is great. And people are now coming out of the woodworks to talk about this whole thing, which is interesting. We have the likes of Philip DeFranco, we have Moist Critical, Brittany Broski came out with a little like black Instagram like written statement, and it's like so subpar, I don't even want to, like, yeah. So D'Angelo actually found this clip of Gabby Hanna's podcast where she talks about, without names, she talks about the Playlist Live situation that Tana described, and even though she's not saying names, it perfectly fits. Right, like the timeline.
One time, I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he's like, oh my god, thank you for telling me. And then he heard that.
Yeah, okay, so that's that. And then right after this, we have some big channels talk about it, and I'm not saying that they're all talking about it just because like they finally got called out, because I'm sure some of these people like Philip DeFranco, I want to believe the best in people like Philip DeFranco, like I'm sure they just are too busy to see my video or Reddit posts. But you know, there are some people like Brittany Broski where I'm like, I don't know, I've been getting a bad vibe about her as is. I'm sorry, so that could be just be my bias speaking, but I just feel like, I don't know, I believe some people more and some people less about like who wanted to cover this and who didn't. So Philip DeFranco posted a day ago, new Trump assassination and Cody Ko Tana Mongeau scandal. And then we have Moist Critical. Ooh. He posted about it. Oh yeah, Cody Ko situation is crazy 1 day ago. So Brittany Broski said this: I'm crushed to learn about the Cody Ko allegations. If it's proven to be true, then that's... If it's proven to be true, what more do you want? What more evidence did you want to be there in the room? Like, what more can we show you? It's like these people, and it's not even like she's afraid to be sued. That's not even what it is. Because people are outright saying, like D'Angelo Wallace in the video said, yes, these are allegations, but, right? Like, here, look. And so, like, this is so demeaning to Tana, and this comes right after Brittany Broski basically declined to go on the Cancelled podcast, and I'm not saying that was a bad thing. She's allowed to do whatever she wants, but it's the demeaning way in which she spoke to Tana in the first place, where she was like, oh, my audience would hate me for associating with you, which is a mean thing to say anyway. Like, you're allowed to just say, sorry, I'm busy. When did people stop having manners? Is this new generation just a mannerless? Because I could never say that to someone. Even if I truly believed that, I would never say that to someone. I think people took be honest and ran with it. But it's just so demeaning. If it's proven to be true, then that's extremely upsetting as a collaborator and a longtime fan. Oh, give me a f***ing break. I find all of this disturbing, inappropriate, and just flat out disappointing. Said everything and nothing at the same time. This was just a bunch of f***ing gibberish. Okay, Brittany Broski, you're a loser. Is that even gonna come out the right way? I can't remember if my camera flips stuff or not. Let me just give you both, just in case. I'm gonna turn into like a Fortnite emote. I'm just gonna be like, this is so rude. I'm getting so heated. This story has really gotten me heated. If we just go on Twitter, I saved a few things because some people have been making statements on Twitter. How about we make statements on your biggest platforms, aka YouTube? So someone tweeted, all the feminist white male commentary channels staying silent on Cody Ko is so telling, and it's 28,000 likes. And someone said, back in 2018, 2019, every single one of these men made 2-hour videos about Jake Paul, and now they can't even be bothered to talk about Cody Ko. That's right. So now Fearbuck is talking about it. YouTuber D'Angelo Wallace exposed Cody Ko. That's 120,000 likes now. D'Angelo Wallace broke the dam on Cody Ko, now even the Penguin guy is covering it. Cody's going to have to respond, and I know he's going to be so mad. Someone said, Tana losing her spotlight, so it's time to start digging into a 9-year-old. She's actually at the height of her career right now. Like, I've never seen, and I've been following Tana since she was on below 500k subs on YouTube. I remember I found her when I was like 15, and she initially was the reason why I bleached my hair at 16. And even then, I don't think she was at the height of her career. Like, this is the height of her career. She's got the Cancelled podcast, is doing amazingly well. She's all over my TikTok, whether it be her TikToks or clips. Brooke Schofield is doing amazing as well, and that boosts them both up. Brooke's literally working with Aloe. Like, they're at the height of their career. I don't think they need this for the views. That's why they said it on a live show, where the views were not there. And someone said, 9 years is a long time to y'all until it's the age gap between Tana and Cody Ko. They really set this joke up. Someone said, girl, f*** you at Brittany Broski. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I stand by it. I'm just going to be flashing like Fortnite emotes at people. People saying I feel so bad for Noelle/Kelsey with the Cody Ko allegations are missing the most part. Like, Noelle knows, Kelsey knows. All of the allegations have been brought up before, and at the very least, they were at the wedding with the best man. They know. And then Jarvis Johnson posts a Twitter statement to 47,000 likes and says, these Cody Ko allegations are serious and the actions described are disgusting. Okay, thanks for stating the obvious. He needs to respond immediately. It's absolutely necessary for us to listen to victims, period, platform or not, and regardless of personal feelings towards them. We must treat claims like this seriously. Also, to respond to a number of DMs I've received, despite occupying similar genres online, I don't know Cody as a person outside of his content, and we have never and will never work together. And someone said, then post about it on your YouTube. LMAO. Post about it on YouTube then. This is so meaningless. Post where most of your fans are on YouTube. Seeing commentary YouTubers only post about this after D'Angelo makes me think damage control, not condemnation. Huge fan of yours. Very upset. And someone quote tweeted that and said, still waiting for Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, Curtis Connor, Eddie Burback, and all the other white male commentary YouTubers, most of whom have worked with Cody Ko in the past, to say something. That's got 43,000 likes, 3,000 retweets. I'm one of those. Because I'm waiting. I'm waiting because they're all feminists. They're all, pro-women, anti-toxic masculinity, so let's speak up. Let's all speak up. And that's really that. Now, it did go trending on Twitter, so when you type in Cody Ko, there are a bunch of tweets now. It has not sat well with me the way no one gives a f*** Cody Ko slept with a minor just because she isn't widely loved. It's rather sad to me that Tana been speaking about the Cody Ko allegations since forever, but it took a credible male commentary channel to talk about it for people to give it the concern and attention it deserves. It really speaks volumes about the misogyny of our society. Like, her word wasn't enough. Me, Spill Sesh, T-Spill covering it wasn't enough. It was until a male commentary channel spoke out and shamed all the other men, then they all piped up out of the woodworks. Then it was, oh God, I have to speak up too. It's... The comment on Brittany Broski's new podcast episode about the Cody Ko situation has me dead. Cody Ko apologist. She burped her way into the gay community by wearing a cowboy hat once, and I hate it. The way girls like Tana are the prime targets for sickos like Cody Ko. She had no family, was poor until YouTube had left her abusive home life to fend for herself in a city away from home. Literally. Like, what do people not understand about just because someone is unlikable to you doesn't mean that they are any less a victim? There's this whole idea about the perfect victim. Like, unless you are a perfect person, have never done anything wrong in your life, you've never wronged anyone in your life, you cannot be a victim successfully, whatever successfully means, right? You cannot be trusted, you cannot be believed, you cannot be felt bad for, because you are not the perfect victim. You are not this perfect angel who has never done anything wrong. Yeah, Tana messed up multiple times. We all know that. She has never lied about something like this. Cody Ko's Reddit moderators are indeed deleting any mention of the situation. I'm surprised that the one thread that posted D'Angelo Wallace's video survived an hour before being deleted. This needs to be talked about. My reaction to the Cody Ko news is... Ew! What the That's how I feel too. And then, if we go on Social Blade, I'll show you guys this trend. Okay, because he's been losing subscribers for a while, actually. It just wasn't as fast as I wanted it to be. So if I go on detailed statistics, it will show me, like, further back. So he lost subscribers on the 22nd of June, 26th of June, and the 2nd of July, right? And then it was like fine for a while. So he was already losing subscribers, right? Like he was gaining like 10,000 here and there, and then he lost 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and then now he's lost obviously more. So then D'Angelo posts this video, and then on the 14th of July we have 20,000, negative 40,000, negative 30,000, and then this is live because obviously today's not done yet. We're literally like halfway through the day. It's only negative 10,000, so that's obviously going to go up to probably closer to one of these numbers. So he's lost 70, 90, 100, and then obviously these of 30,000, so 130,000. I just don't know if he's going to address it, because if you go on his YouTube, his comments are heavily moderated. He has taken out the word Tana Mojo from his like comment section. But if you go on Instagram, you can't moderate on Instagram as well as on YouTube. People tend to not moderate on Instagram as much. So if you go on his Instagram, there are a lot more comments on there. Can't have one comfort YouTuber without them being weird. 13,000 likes. Alexa played Not Like Us by Kendrick. Yes, it's an event that happened years in the past, but your sense about it now shows you haven't changed or grown after that experience, or you simply don't care and are waiting for it to blow over. Your next episode of That's Cringe should feature yourself. So, you know, not great. But yeah, if you go on his YouTube, and bear in mind, if you see that I'm still following him or subscribed to him, a lot of people like to bring this up as if it's like a slam dunk on me. I do this for a living. Like, I have to follow people I don't like because it's my job. Like, if I don't follow people and I don't subscribe to people, I'm literally gonna have to like type in their name every single time. And I know that like that adds the extra one number to them, but it is my job. It is my job. Or I can keep like an Excel spreadsheet of everyone that I need to talk about, and then like what their social media links are, so I can just like go on this Excel spreadsheet and just click their link. Wait, my camera switched off. I think I just cracked the code here. Like, I should just have an Excel spreadsheet and just have like Cody Ko, YouTube link, Instagram link, Twitter link, and then I can just click on that when I'm looking for content. I think it's just easier to be followed because then it comes up on your timeline and you get served more content around them. So yeah, it's a bit of a toxic relationship I have with this job. So let's just click on his last video. This was 3 days ago actually, and he posted every single day. So he actually hasn't posted for the last 3 days, which is a shock because he's been posting every day. So comments. Okay, so weirdly now, his comments are flooded with this stuff, but they're just going past the moderators by not using words like Tana Mojo or stuff like that. So, I see dead people. Bro, Gabby Hanna was trying to save you. Better invest in a ukulele. Why, man, why? Cody got a weird case. Why is he around? We lost another one, boys. It looks like a duck, hangs out with a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck. Then it probably is a duck. Why, dude? You are literally my favorite YouTuber. This hurts. Who am I going to watch during lunch? Safe to assume Cody was on Drake's side during the Kendrick beef. Now, about this, who am I going to watch during lunch? How many hours of content posted to YouTube? As of June 2022, more than 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. Every minute, there are 500 hours of video footage uploaded to YouTube. Every minute. How many minutes in a day? There are 1,440 minutes in a day, and every minute 500 hours of content gets posted. You'll find something. 500 times 1/4 is it 40? Yeah. So you get about 720,000 hours of content posted every single day, and that's in June 2022. I think it's gone up since then. This one hurts, bro. Take accountability. Came from D'Angelo's video. We're not going to forget this one. So his comments have definitely shifted, because before this, Let's go on like 2 weeks ago. There's nothing. And then if you go by newest, nothing. 11 hours ago, 14 hours ago. End of an era. Hope you are surrounded by people who are kind to you and have first-hand experience with your growth. What? Yeah, like nothing on these videos. So yeah, that's basically what's been happening since I posted my video on Cody Ko. I'm glad it's gaining traction now. I'm glad D'Angelo spoke about it so that everyone else can start speaking about it. It's like everyone's been like given permission to talk about it now. Because they want to feel part of a group. They want to feel like they're not betraying one of their own. And I just want more people to speak out about it, honestly. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.